Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very special friend here with me. She is Sanjana and she has been living in Ireland since 2019. She moved here for her masters in computer and electronics. Is that correct?
Electronics and computer engineering.
Electronics and computer engineering from
Bangalore.
But in what university did you study here? DCU. But you have already done your bachelor's back in India.
Yes, that was in electronics and communication.
Okay. So guys, Sanjana currently works in Intel. She has been working in Intel for past 4 years?
5 years.
5 years. And she's gonna be talking a lot about her journey, how she ended up in Ireland, why did she choose Ireland over other countries, and her professional growth so far. So stay tuned because this video is full of so many insights and information. I'm sure that will be truly helpful for you if you're planning for your 2026 intake. So Sanjana, tell me a little bit about your background. Like, how did you end up in Ireland? What did you study in India? What was your work experience like?
I did electronics and communication bachelor's in Mysore in India.
Yeah.
And then I worked in Accenture for 1 year, 4 or 5 months. I wanted to fund myself, fund me getting into Ireland. So not Ireland, anywhere in Europe. I think that was the plan. Somewhere Ireland or Europe.
So once you graduated, how many years did you work in India for?
A year and 4 months.
And then you thought that you want to move abroad?
No, while I've always wanted to move abroad, and I was preparing while I was working. So
so you knew since the beginning that it's a better idea to get some experience before moving anywhere.
Yeah, and I wanted to give myself some time at home as well. So I wanted to stay home for some time. It was not that I knew experience would make it better here. It's just that's the way that it happened to me.
So what was your skill set like back in India?
Back in India, although I did electronics and communication, it's always like your legs are in two boats when you're doing electronics. You're doing programming while you're also learning the hardware side of things. It's just always the case that your legs are on two boats. And then but when I joined the company, it was just run in the mill company, nothing special about it, just mass hiring, and I was a part of it. And in Accenture, I think I expanded my skill sets into HTML, C#, some programming languages, JavaScript, and a lot of in their training and on the job learning, but which sort of boosted my confidence for when I came here. But and from like a little bit of a basic, but it wasn't the main skill set that was required for my masters.
So when you were thinking about where to go, why did you choose Ireland?
I think around that time IT industry was coming up, was booming. A lot of companies were opening up in Ireland and hiring in Ireland. So that was the main reason. But Ireland was not the only country that I hoped to go to. There was Germany in the mix, there was UK in the mix, there was Netherlands. I think it was between these four. And I think I missed deadlines for a couple of them, so I ended up in Ireland. But it was just part of it was just the way that it happened. Part of it was me being a little lazy, but obviously that came with a lot of research that had gone into other universities as well. But as I was working and doing things, I did miss a couple of deadlines. Which is why I ended up in Ireland, and I nothing to regret so far. At least.
That's good. Guys, one thing, if you are in the process of planning where to go, and what course to choose and what universities to choose, you can contact Uniflik. Uniflik is a very supportive study abroad student community. I'll add the link in the description. They help you selecting the right course and the right university as per your preferences and your profile and your experiences, and they guide you in a way that you feel very confident and supportive during the whole process. They guide you with visas, they guide you with your SOP, your letter of recommendations, and whatever is included in the whole process. So guys, do contact them if you are in the planning stage. If you have any questions so far, do let me know in the comment section, and if you have any questions for Sanjana, also do let us know in the comment section, and we will be more than happy to answer that for you. Yeah, we just messed up our whole setup. Okay, Sanjana, while we are setting this up again, tell us that should freshers consider coming to Ireland in the current scenario, considering the current job market? Like, forget about how it was like back in 2019 or 2020.
I think back in 2019 and 2020, at least for my batch, it was quite good back in the day.
Yeah.
Like all the companies were hiring new. The job fairs, it was fairly interesting, and people wanted to hire.
Yeah.
I don't currently know. I don't know about the current job market, mostly because I haven't considered applying.
Okay.
But one thing I would say is that if you are planning to come, I don't think applying to jobs comes after you complete your postgraduate or masters. It comes, you start thinking about it from the day you get here. That's how you can,
or even before, like when you are
before is a little hard, but that's the way you can opportune your way into whatever comes. Like if you want to get lucky, you start early. Like that's the only way you can get lucky.
Okay.
Yeah. And preparation plus being at the right place at the right time, preparing for things.
Does Intel hire freshers?
They used to.
Okay.
I don't think that they do anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not in a hiring phase in terms of freshers anymore. Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about when you graduated. How did you end up getting job in Intel?
So
walk us through the process.
So a couple of things happened. So I think Intel has been my guardian for the most part, but there was a memorandum of understanding between DCU and Intel for certain courses, and my course was one of the courses that is part of it, and they selected about 20 graduates every year who go through rigorous interview, not rigorous but fairly difficult interview process, and they get a little bit of scholarship. So this happened through MOU.
You got a scholarship?
Yeah, like it was not much, but just a tiny amount, help you live along, essentially.
So when did you get a scholarship? While you were studying?
While I was studying.
Okay, so this is like
after I came here, DCU sends you invitations, links to apply for the scholarship. Then they select a few students depending on your CV profile and all the details.
Like it's in the middle of the course.
It's in the middle of the course, and it happens in the first semester.
Oh, that's really nice. Okay, so then you ended up interviewing, and
that was just for the scholarship, and it had nothing to do with the job.
Okay.
So that was happening on its own. It happened through MOU and thing, and then Intel had a job fair.
Right.
So I went. I was hardly 30 days into coming into Ireland. So September I came in. So I think by the end of the month or the first 2 weeks of October, there was a job fair at Intel, and there were a few companies. I think Jaguar. A couple that were on my list as an electronics student was Analog Devices, and I came from not knowing and not having done too much research. at that point of time, at
Okay.
least, I was not thinking about rigorously applying for jobs. I was still thinking about jobs. A couple of companies that were there and that I was interested in. There was Land Rover, there was Schindler Electric, and then there were Analog Devices, and then there was Intel. I could be wrong about Schindler though, but just speaking about 6 years back,
Yeah.
memory. And these were the companies I was interested in. I spoke to them, and I had carried physical CVs with them. I had gone to the CV clinic to
Yeah.
get my CV checked and updated, and
So do you recommend that those who are in the job market, they should
attend their university job fairs or any university job fairs. I think that really was a turning point for me.
Okay.
And I had given my CVs. I'm not quite sure what came of that, but but outside of that, I went and applied to all these companies on their LinkedIn profiles
Okay.
the very next day using the
Did you
same
apply
CV.
for Intel job on LinkedIn then?
Yes, I
Okay.
applied for an Intel job on LinkedIn. I had also given my CV to a representative that was at the Intel stall.
Okay.
Lots of goodies. I still have them from all the companies. Free bottles and whatnot. And then I also got an email from the representative, and I told them that I had applied through this LinkedIn, and then I got selected in the interview.
Okay.
And and there's a lot of preparation that went behind the interview. I was scared because I was for the first time giving interview in a new country. I wasn't sure if my CV was right. I hadn't spent enough time in Ireland to know if this is the right CV, if it is not the right CV. Maybe right now it is not, but at the time that is all I had.
Yeah.
It was a one-pager CV. It was not very detailed. I don't know if I should advise to go with that or not. Just because it worked for me doesn't have to work for everybody. Or like I said, I was just at the right place at the right time. It's just being opportunistic. And I applied, and then I prepared. I think that week was the most important week of my life. I had 4 assignments due, an Intel scholarship interview due, an Intel job interview due, all in the same week. So I had to just do everything, just give it all, and plus Intel scholarship interview and the job interview preparation was very similar because I had to rush through. I made notes. I still have that those notes. I made notes and I studied like I was. I downloaded all of my bachelor's electronics because I'm just entering into my post-graduation.
So you gave your 110%.
I really had to because it
was a great opportunity.
I didn't know if it was a great opportunity or not. I didn't give my 100% because I thought it was a great opportunity.
Or it was just any opportunity.
I just didn't know anything better at the time. I just thought, now that I have this, might as well do it well. Like if I'm doing it, might as well do it well.
I mean, that's the mindset everyone should have, that whatever they are getting, give your 100%.
Yeah.
Even if you're getting one interview, think of it as a do or die situation and just go for it. So, you ended up getting a job in India.
Yeah, I ended up, and then I think I got the scholarship news first, and then I went for the interview. And then I ended up adding that to my CV as well, and then maybe that helped, maybe that didn't help. I don't know if in the background that had anything to do with each other. I had no way of knowing, but it was definitely not through DCU that the job happened. And it was through LinkedIn.
Okay, and what's your current role?
I work as a process engineer essentially. I'm an yield engineer / process engineer at Intel. So essentially in the chip making process, there's a lot of data that comes in. A lot of the tools work on different layers of chip making, and a lot of data is generated as an outcome of that, and we analyze that data and make sure that everything is everything is doing what it is supposed to be doing. Because if everything went perfectly and if everything was perfect, if the process was perfect, then I wouldn't have a job. So because it's not, we have there's a designated job role for that. Yeah.
So you studied in Dublin City University, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the university first, and then how was your course, and if you recommend it, and also if you know if there are any other universities where people can study the same course, and just a general overview. So let's talk about DCU first.
Yeah. So about DCU, it's a decent university. I don't think university, at least in Ireland, decides your fate.
Okay.
Essentially, a lot of the companies, like when we were talking about jobs, so a week after the time between I gave the interview and I got the job, which was like 4 days. The time between that, I got interview from Analog Devices as well, and they didn't care that I hadn't finished the course. They didn't care that what my degree was,
and they didn't care where you started from.
Yeah, they didn't care where I started from, as long as they saw a CV that sort of showed that she can learn what's thrown at her.
But if someone is considering DCU, would you recommend?
So I would. That's a very generic question, and I don't think it should be answered in a generic way like that. You first should be aware of what you want to do, like what is your course, and then check out for that course, say computer engineering or electronics engineering or digital marketing, or if you want to do communication, just solely communication side of things, or if you want to do a more business side of things, you need to see which university offers the things that you want to learn and that has value in the job market.
Okay. So students should not
to
go
the best of your. It's
for
not
university, but
anywhere in the world that is the case, right? It's not that which university you're going to. It's which university is the best for the course that you want to do.
So do you recommend
I think
the course that you studied?
Yeah, I think Trinity had good course as well outside of DCU. Like outside of DCU, Trinity had a good course for electronics as well, and it depends on what hands-on experience, and course details are almost always available on the university websites when you choose, so you can see what hands-on experience you'll get, and they're not going to do placements for you. You're anyways going to find the job on your own, so you might as well do a course that you're most interested in. And for the background that I had, I thought with electronics and communication as my background, choosing electronic and computer engineering made sense for me because it involved a little bit of data analysis, which I'm now using, with the background of the hardware side of things, which is what I'm using, if not entirely or exactly. That background knowledge does help and sort of grips your work environment.
And what was the course like? Was it like a lot of more practical, or was it a balance?
We had thesis submission, which was all go find and do things on your own, and then there were regular classes and exams and things, which was not very unlike from what happens in India. There was a mix of what happens. There was a little bit of a mix of what happens. The regular way, you go to classes, you attend lectures, and then you write exams on those lectures. But the questions were, I believe, at least for me, were a little bit more not memory based. Not as much memory based as it used to be back in India. So that was good. So it's a 1-year course, so it's not your extensive postgrad masters, like it's 1 year, it just gets over in no time, to be honest. But until it's over, you sort of put whatever you can into it. And
Yeah.
a thesis is fully hands-on. You have to do your thing.
Okay, but if you consider like the assignments that you do within the course, was it more on the practical side, or
it was more on the practical side, where it was not finding answers that are printed in books and writing it down. It was actually doing and making those programs and making those things, making those things happen in a practical world. Yeah, it is a lot of that. Yeah.
What was the attitude of professors like?
Really good.
Yeah.
For the most part, very, very good. They were very welcoming, as long as you respect their time.
Yeah.
I think that's a very important thing, right? As long as you set a time, respect their time, and when you say you're going to meet them, you actually go meet and you show up. As long as you do that, they're absolutely lovely, very welcoming, very non-intimidating.
Okay.
Like you,
approachable.
Yeah, very approachable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about the facilities for international students within the?
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. My accommodation was within the campus, so I almost always woke up 15 minutes before my classes and went in. So it's very good. Yeah.
Okay, that's great to know. So you have been here since 2019. So tell our viewers that how has your life been so far in Ireland?
So far, so good. Bittersweet, mostly sweet, but so far, so good. Not too bad. No complaints, no regrets. It's going.
And you've traveled a lot. Like you also went to US from your work, and you stayed there for like 6 months.
Yeah.
How was that?
I think when we were hired itself, we were asked that if we are okay to relocate, and like in every interview, you always say yes to everything.
Of course.
Right, whether you want to do it or not. But I actually said yes because I wanted to. It was great. We had to learn a technology and bring it back to Ireland, and it's essentially about learn a technology and bring it back. That's essentially about it. I was there for 6 months. I did a lot of traveling, no savings. So what was I saying? So I was there for 6 months, and then I came back. I got the technology back here. That's when our real work started.
Okay.
So then things got really busy. Until then, it was all it was fairly fun and games and a lot of learning. But when we got to work, we got to work. We worked nights, we worked days, we worked midnight. We've given it our all. So we work in something called as an Intel startup. So Intel has its own startup. When it starts a new technology, it's called a startup. So it's a startup within Intel, and some of us have led those startup, and we happened to meet our previous CEO came and met us, met our team and everything to congratulate us. And it was good. It was good exposure. It was good fun. We're still in the startup, and it's a little bit out of the startup phase now, but it's great experience. It's a great thing to have in your resume. It's
And how about like living in Ireland so far? What do you think of the culture, the work-life balance, if you compare that to back in India? Your overall
definitely better. And I think people here, I work with a fairly Irish dominant team. Yeah. And it's been absolutely great. They're very fair. They're very fair people.
Okay.
They call it like they see it, and it's very dependable, and they're not trying to please you, nor are they trying to put you down. They're just being, which is very dependable, and everybody wants to do their job well, and it's inspiring in some ways as well, because some people are just so good at what they do. Work-life balance, that mostly depends on how you handle things as well. Like sometimes you give your company your all, but there are times you pull back and you prioritize your personal life. And Intel fairly accommodates that.
And what do you think if you compare it from your work in India?
I don't have much experience working back in India. It's only been a year and 4 months, but I think boundaries are respected more here.
Okay. That's great to know.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, the most important section of the video, or the most important part. So I'm gonna ask you, what do you think people those who are planning to move here probably next year, they should consider, they should think about, they should research about, right? And after that, we're gonna cover some of the job hunting and interview tips. Okay?
Yeah, it might sound generic what I'm saying, but general research on the course that they're doing and what jobs they think they might get out of it, have a fair bit idea about that, and what are the sort of companies that they might want to work in once they come here. Are they even hiring?
Yeah, that's important.
How is their strategy going, and what do those companies look like in terms of hiring point of view? Are you seeing jobs? What's the natural consensus of how the job market is? I would definitely consider that. But if you've already applied and on your way here, I think the main thing to do is don't wait till you complete your course to apply for a job. Don't do that. I think that's the most important learning out of my experience, is to not wait until, not that you will not get a job, you will. It's just you'll do your course more peacefully once you.
And also, I think it's important to talk to people those are already here. And Uniflik can definitely help you in connecting with those people because they have the community with them. What else do you think is important apart from the initial research, in terms of, as you've already mentioned, that don't go for the university, go for the course?
Right? It's not don't go for the university, go for the course. It's more like go for the course first and then go for the university. It's a combined effort, but I think at least over here, as long as you have the skill, I don't think anybody, the recruiters really care what university you are coming from, and that's the normal consensus I have heard from people that I have spoken to, and that's been my experience. Like, I don't think I've ever been asked which university you're from.
That's true. Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah, as long as you have the skills that the company can use.
Yeah. And when it comes to job hunt and interviewing, what do you recommend? What should something that people should consider? Like,
what is something that people should consider? Okay.
So, for example, if they should apply on LinkedIn, Indeed, on like blindly to 100 jobs, or they should strategize it and have a list of companies that they want to target and then reach out to people. Or is it a mix of both the strategies?
It's a mix of both. I think if you're starting early, just start.
Just for the experience.
Don't waste time on strategizing. If you're not getting an interview, you're not getting an interview. Nobody cares. Nobody's keeping an account. Nobody is giving you a prize for getting all the interviews. When you're starting early, I don't think strategizing matters. Because you have the strength of time, so you get to trial and error a lot more, and trial and error your CV a lot more. So you have the gift of time when you're starting early, and that is the best gift you can give yourself. But if you're somebody who's already almost completing your master's right now at this point of time, and you've not yet started applying for a job, then I would say go with the more strategic approach.
Like have a list of companies.
Talk to the people who are in the company, and use AI to do your job hunt, to your so many ways of doing that right now, right? To search jobs that, or even apply for you manually, choose 3 or 4 CVs and then use that to apply as you. And there's so many ways to do that. I would say apply as much as you can, I believe, and use different CVs for slightly different job roles.
And when it comes to referral, we all know that it's one of the best ways to get hired, right? So what's one thing, let's say if you are applying for a job, what's one thing, or how would you ask for a referral to a person on LinkedIn if you don't know that person? What would you say?
if I don't know that person,
Yeah.
then I think, at least from my experience and the way people have asked me,
Yeah.
I am more likely to refer you if you've already done half the job for me.
Got it.
If you tell me, if you ask me, as I have been asked a lot of times, if you ask me, can you refer me in your company?
No.
I'm not going to respond to you. If you tell me, see, this is my master's, this is the course I've done, these are my skills, and you've already gone through job portal for almost all companies is out there,
Yeah.
right? Send me a link of the job that you want to apply for so I can get the details of the job.
And so many people don't do that.
Then what I have is all the details
Yeah.
that I could possibly need, and with very minimal conversation with you, I can refer you.
Yeah.
But if you, I haven't quite referred a lot of people that I don't know, to be honest. I don't think I have referred anybody I don't know. Anybody I have referred are the people I do know.
Okay.
But because of that, I know a lot of details, and it's easier to converse and communicate. But if somebody doesn't know me, I'm not going to respond to you. If you want me to search a job for you, no, you do that.
Yeah. So it's really important. Like if you don't know someone, just mention as much as possible. In your message, your skill set, what you're looking for, the link of the job. Only then people are more likely to respond to you, right?
Yeah. At least that's what I would do.
Yeah. Because it's also, when you refer someone, your reputation is kind of at stake as well, isn't it?
A little bit. Depends on I think it depends on the corporation or the company that you work for. If it is a large MNC or something, you're probably a needle in a haystack, right?
Right.
And it doesn't matter as much as it does with the smaller companies. Then you a lot of people know each other and things. It depends on the company and the work culture of that company, the way the referrals work in every company.
Yeah, like in smaller companies, everyone knows everyone. But in bigger companies,
it depends. You go to a portal and you refer, so it's not many people would know that they've entered through this person's referral.
True, but it's a great way to get hired. So if you ask,
be shameless about asking, but make it easy for the person to refer.
Exactly. So guys, thank you so much, Sanjana. That was it for today's video, and Sanjana has been extremely helpful. I'm sure you will be greatly benefited from her insights. And if you have any questions, mention in the comment section, and you can also reach out to me on TopMate. The link will be in the description. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye. Say bye.